Only 41% of us have a soul. NPCs get triggered because you're interrupting their simulation. That's it, folks. That's what it is. Everyone's trying to figure out, why is this guy passing this bill, doing this law, doing this to our food? Why are all these people purposefully, and we can see it, because we're not dumb, doing this to us? It's because a majority of the Earth's surface is soulless. Let's backtrack to our older videos from 2012. NPC worlds. Are we living in simulation? Let's backtrack to we have more soulless people on Earth today, and the last time this hit this level was at the time of Noah. Right? So we're seeing it. We're not dumb. We see it, whether it's through politics, healthcare, your weather, your news, your content creators, your whatever. You see it. Now let's get to it, guys. I took a lot of notes for this video, and unfortunately, a lot of the videos that I do make for you guys don't matter at the moment. They matter 10, 8, 7 years from now. That's the sad part of the videos I make. They all matter later. And then somebody big will come and talk about it, and they'll be like, oh my God. Like, so, here it is, folks. You heard it here, folks. Only 41% of us have a soul. NPCs get triggered because you're interrupting their simulation. Now, what are NPCs? Again, NPC world, we're talking about this, and I call them interferers. I like to call NPCs interferers. Some people now in this new freedom movement call them sheeple. There's different words for it. NPCs are people who appear human but operate without independent thought, soul, or spiritual awareness. No critical thinking, just parrots what media, government, and mainstream media says, and social media influencers, the controlled information distribution we've been telling about. They get angry when challenged, can't debate, just reacts emotionally, shallow interests only, talks about pop culture, brands, gossip, and lack of self-awareness, reflect, question, or seek meaning. Feels like an empty robot. You talk to them and it's like nobody home, right? Hello? What are you doing? Are you awake? Why are you doing this for? Hey, why are you destroying? Why are you lying to us, right? And a lot of them are easy to commit financial covert crimes. So more of a financial covert type of, I'm going to steal this $20. I'm going to scam this company for this much money. Soulless people are more into the underlying stealing, as opposed to some man, brokenhearted, goes and fights some guy that's with his wife, and that's your soul acting up in you. That's you with a broken heart and a broken soul, or a broken, you get me, right? I thought we were soulmates, right? No, more of the underlying stealing, scamming is majority of people are soulless, right? You're not triggering them because you're not triggering these people because you're not right and you're not wrong. You're triggering because you're interrupting their simulation. That's what it is. All these years, people are like, there's the science. Racist. Right? And when an NPC gets challenged, it runs its default response: aggression, denial, deflection. We've seen it on our shows on Mike of the Night for years. The moment the truth starts to hit, they either rage, vanish, or call you crazy. NPCs are trapped in a flesh, right? It's the matrix or the world system, right? They are hostile to spirited people, right? You could feel us coming. Man, I could be outside my door. I could be sitting on my stairs there in front of my store, and I could tell from a block and a half away, that guy's completely soulless. I walk in my store and just avoid. You know what I'm saying? Completely. You could feel it. A highly amplified spiritual person could feel it walking in the door. Your cat is a perfect soul detector. We talked about cats being soul detectors. You ever have a guy walk in a room and a cat there and the cat takes off? Well, the cat knows. Believe me. Cats and dogs are a little bit weaker with soul detection, but cats for sure. Okay, where was I here? And they're hostile to spirited. The moment you bring up spiritual truth or divine wisdom, they recoil and feel as it is an attack. They do. And let's get a little bit of biblical stuff in here, because this is kind of important. We're going to tie quite a few things here together. John 3:6. That which is born of the flesh is the flesh, and what is born of the spirit is spirit. Very important. Keep that in mind. Now, imagining waking up and realizing. Now, NPC wakes up and realizing, and they're allowed to realize this. They need to be allowed to realize this, okay? Keep that in mind, folks. Government lies, bank robs you, your media manipulates you, your social media influencers, your controlled information distribution, all these heroes that you thought were going to save you aren't. Your food poisons you, your school dumbed you down, and your tech spies on you. That level of awakening would require them to rebuild everything they thought was real. NPC programming can't handle it, so they are programmed to fight and protect the false world. And they're all programmed at birth with the code installed. So they're not sold, they're soulless, right? So this goes back to our videos that we've been talking over the last 10 years, consciousness versus awareness, and the importance of how people are confusing awareness with consciousness. Right? You have your awareness, the NPCs have awareness, they're aware, but the consciousness is the other part of it, right? Watch that video and that explains it better. And they obey the experts and never question authority. And their programmed script, you're a conspiracy theorist, stop being negative, you're crazy, right? Now, I believe, let's get down, let's go back in time here. I believe that the souled entities on Earth had a reboot or a change. The souled entities on Earth rebooted. Okay? I believe things changed for the souled when the temple veil was torn in two. Now, I'm interpreting this my way. It might not be the right way. And let me know in the comments below if I'm blasphemous over this. I need to know. Matthew 27:51. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from top to bottom. Okay? I believe, and you can look this up, you won't find what I believe because it's just not there. But I believe the veil separated the Holy of Holies God's presence from man. Its tearing symbolizes that through Jesus' death, all people now have direct access to God without needing a priest or sacrifice. I believe that the second that veil of the Holy of Holies, when that thing shred in the temple, its tearing symbolized that through Jesus' death, all people now have direct access to God without needing a priest or sacrifice. That's what I believe. But unfortunately, very fine line on if I'm right on that one. So when you challenge someone's programming, whether it's political, medical, spiritual, or economic, you're not just disagreeing with them, you're threatening their entire identity. When Jesus said, "Let the dead bury their dead," Luke 9:60, he wasn't talking about corpses. He meant living, dead people walking around without spirit or soul. Again, I'm interpreting it like that. It may not mean that. I'll say it one more time. Let the dead bury their dead, Luke 9:60. And I believe he wasn't talking about corpses. He meant the living, dead people walking around without spirit or soul. That's just me. Let me know in the comments. Challenge me in the comments. Educate me. Many ancient teachings split humanity into levels of spiritual development, right? Hermeticism, sorry guys, says there are three types of souls: pneumonic, spiritual, physic, psychic, soulish, and halic material. Only pneumanic have the true connection to the divine. That's heromesticism. That's one thing. Gnosticism believed most humans are soulless shells created by false god, the demiurge. Only a small portion of the divine spark, about 1 in 3 or 1 in 4. That's again Gnosticism. So 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 have the divine spark. That's what they call it in there. Plato's tripartite soul, tripartite soul, suggests that only some souls are capable of reason and ascending beyond base desires. And then we have Manly P. Hall, and we've talked about him once in a while, and the secret teachings. He heavily implies that many people are vehicles, but not inhabited by higher consciousness. In Secret Teachings of All Ages, he speaks of the mass of humanity is not yet individualized. It is still collective entity without a self. So he believes that, again, it's still, I guess he would say it's still being evolved, if that's what Manly P. Hall means, and only several have the full hands on the wheel and keys on the ignition and foot on the gas. All right. And then you go into Hinduism and Buddhism, suggest that only a portion of beings are ready to escape the cycle of samsara, to reach moksha or enlightenment. To reach moksha and enlightenment. The law of one, right? We're going into raw material here. Suggests only 51% positive polarity is required to graduate to the fourth density, soul-aware evolution, implying most people don't meet that. This is truly the first time, this is again me going back, since the time of Noah, where soulless outnumber the souled. Another Bible passage. And God saw the wickedness of man was great in earth, and that every imagination of thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Genesis 6:5. This tells us that mankind is so far gone, so spiritually bankrupt, Jesus warned it would happen again. And this was Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And Jesus saying this at the end times would look exactly like the days of Noah. Right? Rampant evil, spiritual blindness, corruption of human image, and few truly souled individuals are left, right? So my 41% theory, I spoke to a scholar from out east, and he was telling me that we may be trending lower than 41. He says 41% is fair and conservative, but he thinks we may be even trending towards single digit. Like, what? Okay, so let's go over modern parallels with the days of Noah for today. So that you guys could, I want to support my argument here, right? That 41% have a soul. Modern parallels to the days of Noah, genetic modification with the C-Tech. I'm not going to bring that up because I got a video taken down. C-Tech, or modifying our DNA. It's like Nephilim corrupted the seed. Now we're doing it to our human DNA today. Artificial intelligence avatars, NPC bots flooding the digital world with beings that look like humans but aren't. Mass spiritual numbness of people are obsessed with pleasure, violence, and distraction, just like pre-flood society. Falling away from the truth and God, even in churches, the spirit is gone for many. Souled individuals are now the minority. Bottom line, you're seeing the pattern repeat. The time of Noah wasn't just about judgment, it was about population overrun with beings who had no soul or were completely detached from God. So what I'm trying to describe to you guys here is the narrowing of humanity again, right? Just like the ark was built for the few who still carry the spark, maybe today it's a spiritual ark for the 41%. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Or NPCs. Is it, people trying to get through to people? Is it because you're interrupting their simulation? The interferers, I call them. Sheeple, whatever you want to call them. We've been reporting on this since 2012. Check out our consciousness versus awareness video. It's very important how people are confusing consciousness with awareness. NPCs have awareness. They're aware they're here. But are they sold? Look forward to reading your comments below. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.